Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and we are playing through Silent War 2.0 with the IJN expansion. Campaign number 3, Turning the Tide. We are starting week 4 of September 1943. So let's jump right in. Start with the war event phase. So if we get a 3 on the black, 3 or less on the black die, we'll have a war event. And we do not. No torpedo improvement yet. Got a little ways to go. Getting closer though. So ultra step next. See what our ultra areas are. Rolled a 2. That's going to be Empire Pacific and Bismarck Sea. Those marked. Bismarck C, I don't think we'll bother with. Only find something on a 7 or higher there. 6 or higher with the modifier. All right, weather. So September, only a 3 or less will give us a tropical storm. Did not get it. So we are done. Knocking my camera over again. Done with that chart for this week. All right, so let's go on to the Triple R segment. No reinforcements this week. Ready submarines. We don't have any ship side at the tenders. We have a few pier side here, so they'll go ready for sea. Then we roll for everyone in the broom boxes. It's like mostly at the tenders here. So for the Sperry, we'll start here with the Grayback. They need a 5 or less. Nope. The Shad needs a 5 or less. Got it. The Muskallunge needs a 5 or less. Yes. And the Pogie needs a 5 or less. No. So 50-50 there. And moving up to the Fulton, we've got the Skipjack, needs a 4 or less. No. 4 or less for the Sea Raven. Yes. 4 or less for the Sargo. No. 5 or less for the Runner. No. 5 or less for the Kingfish. Yes. 5 or less for the Bluefish. Yes. And 5 or less for the Steelhead. Yes. All right. And the only other place with subs in the broom box is Pearl Harbor. We'll do those. So first up, we got the Greenling here with Grider needing a 5 or less. Yes, good. Want to get him back out. The Porpoise needs a 4 or less. Nope. And the Drum needs a 5 or less. Yes. These two are ready for sea. Porpoise has to wait another week. All right, and for repairs, we got the Grouper Needs an 8 or less. I got it this time. Barely. All right, so that will get replaced by their regular Gato counterpart, which again just gives them an extra defense and one more range. So that goes in the broom box. This one goes away. Sorry, it wasn't an extra defense, it was an extra attack. And then we've got, who is this? The Sea Wolf needs a 6 or less to advance. They made it. And then we've just got one up here at Dutch Harbor. Needs a 5 or less. And they didn't get it. That was the S42, it looks like. All right, that's it for repairs. So prep for operations. Move everybody up. We've got a whole lot of damaged subs coming back this week. Alrighty. So let's start our operations segment. Just getting these damaged ones back home. So all the ones coming from North Pacific and the Marshall Islands back to Pearl Harbor will not need to do transit event checks since they're going through the Hawaiian Islands, which have no red boxes for this war period. So we'll just start up here with this one. So I'll just move them all down to here. It's going to be those 4 and these 3. Get rid of that spotted marker. And so they're excuse me, all going to have to roll for damage. We'll just start top to bottom here. First one is going to be the Rasher. They got a 3. That's going to be light damage. They'll go in repair box 1. Next up we have the Seal. An 8 is going to be heavy damage, so they're in repair box 3. Next we have the Silver Sides. Oops. 2 is going to be superficial, so they get to go to the broom box. And we have the Albacore. 2 is also superficial. Broom box. The Sailfish. A 5 is going to be light damage. So repair box 1. Next is the Pito. 7 is going to be moderate. So repair box 2 for them. And then lastly, we have the Haddock. 6 is also moderate damage, so repair box 2. That's what Pearl Harbor looks like after all those subs come back. Get all these counters put away. see who else we can get back. So we've got this this one here in the Carolines that's damaged. They were helping support the airstrike on truck last week and got a involuntary RTB, so they weren't able to head back the same week like everyone else did. So I think we'll probably see if we can get them into the Fulton. We have room there. They're currently full up. We're only going to be able to take 4 there, but we got to move these ones out first. We also had these 4 that we were talking about possibly sending there. Let's see who else. What do we want to try to get there instead, maybe? We've got just the one here coming back, yeah. Got the halibut that needs to come in. I'd probably rather send them there than one of these P or T boats. We've also got this Balao here. We definitely want to get that one in there. So that's going to take up 2 of the 4 spots. These ones up here in the Empire Pacific and Sea of Japan can go into the Sperry. So it looks like we're only going to get potentially 2 of these in. So we probably want it to be, that's a T, that's a P2, that's a P3. So we probably want it to be the 2 T boats, I'm guessing. There's 634s. Yeah, definitely. All right, but first we got to decide where to send the 4 that are coming out of there. And we're pretty crowded up here in the East China Sea, so I don't think we want to go that way with them. Empire Pacific's going to get crowded because it's an ultra area. Although, you know, we'll probably send some of those from the East China Sea over there. I'm thinking maybe we send them over to the North Philippine Sea. Was it 4 of them coming out? Yep. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll have all 4 of those depart from the Marshall Islands through the Marianas to the North Philippine Sea. There's only 1 red box in each of those 2 areas, and they are on transit sides. They will not need to roll for transit events. They can just go on patrol there next week. All right, so let's work on getting these back. We know the Balao here we want to get in, the Cisco. So we'll send them through the Marianas to the Marshall Islands. Again, no transit check required. So they will just go straight into the broom box there. It's too bad we couldn't have got some more of those out. We might have been able to fit all of these in there. Okay, then I think next we try to get the, what was that, the halibut in there. So coming down through here to the Marshall Islands. The halibut does not have radar, so they're going to have to roll for a transit event because they're leaving a shallow area. So that's going to give them a +1, which counters their -1 for being on transit side. So this will be the governing op area. If they roll a 9, we'll have to see what happens to them. They do not. So now we got to see how badly they're damaged. Anything but superficial, and the Pompon won't be able to take them, and they cannot. They will stay here Go back to pearl next turn. All right, then we'll do the same with the tuna here. See if they can get in. They won't need to do a transit event check. See how bad their damage is. Hey, they made it. Superficial damage. So they will go to the broom box. And it leaves room for 2 more. So we can get 2 of these guys in there. I think we'll do this T-boat and one of the P3s. So they won't need to roll for anything. So that fills up the Fulton. They're at their max capacity of 7 now. Which means these other 2 will just have to go back to Pearl Harbor. And they'll go in the broom box there. All right, who else can we bring home? We've got room for 3, it looks like, at the Sperry. So I think we should be able to manage that. See if these 2 can get in there. So the S47 is going to come back through the Bonins. So again, only 1 red box. They're on transit side, so don't need to roll. Now let's see how badly damaged they are. And they are not going to make it in. Sail on. And then we'll also try to get this one in there, the Billfish. Now they are leaving the Sea of Japan, which is going to be a +2 to their transit event check. -1 for being on transit side, so it's a net +1. So only an 8 or 9 will trigger a second roll. So they made it. Now let's see how badly damaged they are. Hey, superficial. So they can come in. All right. Looks like that might be, we got this one here still. The Grayling. I think we'll probably just bring him back toward Fremantle. So they'll be going through the South China Sea into the Java Sea. One red box in the South China Sea, so that'll be the governing op area. The what did I say it was? The Grayling. Do they have radar? They do not have radar, so they're going to have a +1 for moving through shallow waters. So +1 cancels the -1, so only a 9. They got a 0, so they're good. Looks like everyone else is patrolling. These are patrol side, right? It's got a few spotted and or damaged in there. Both of those in the Sea of Japan are damaged. All right. So Why don't we kick off with taking care of the Aleutians campaign. Get that out of the way. We've got 4 subs there. And we'll probably move the S33 in once they finish doing their patrols. So we'll start with the S41. Search and contact roll. 3 and 8. They did not find anything. So they are a D rating. Found no contacts. That means you need a 4 or less. You got it. Next will be the S32. 09, loner contact. First die was a white box, second die was a red box. That's a loner. Let's get that set up for them. We get 1 ship from column C or from cup C. And then we'll roll to see if they get to set up in the same or an adjacent column. I believe they have to roll less than or equal to their tactical rating, which is only a 2. Not real likely. Confirm that real quick. Loners, yep, less than or equal to the die roll. You would get to subtract if they had a super skipper, but they do not. So we need a 2 or less. Oh, just missed it. So they will set up adjacent. We flip to reveal what it is. Oh, it's an aircraft. In that case, I think they just get a counterattack on us, and then it's over. The revealed unit is an aircraft. The aircraft receives a single counterattack round, after which combat ends. May be negated by weather effects, but we've got no weather in the area. So they're going to be a 1 with 1 red box. 3 for the war period makes 5. We've got 2 defense. So they're rolling on the 3 to 4 row. I guess we should have stated which posture we were taking. I would have probably gone aggressive, thinking that it might be a ship. So we'll give them a +1 to this for the counterattack. Ooh, that's bad. 9 on the 3 to 4 row is damaged. So we do get a -1 for the endurance check because we found a loner. It's treated the same as not finding anything. But then we get a +1 because we're damaged, and another +1 because we went aggressive. So net +1 means we're going to need to roll a 2 or less with our D rating. And we don't. Next up, we have the S35. 5 and 6, that'll be something. Sparse, large convoy. 1-2-1-1. All right, no radar for the S35. I think we'll just set up here in column B and go standard attack posture. We'll look at this one. And we'll look at this one. Ooh, combat event. Four is going to be mechanical troubles end attack. Seems like I've gotten that for the last 2 times. So odd, we're damaged in RTB. Even, we go straight to the done section without having to do an endurance check. And it's even. Good job, engineer. All right, and then we got the S31 search and contact. 3 and 7. Looks like he just missed. So with his D rating and not finding any contacts, I believe that's a 4 or less. Yes. Hey, he made it. All right, then we'll bring the S33 over, patrol movement. So congregating risk, we'll give him a +1. So an 8 or 9 is what we don't want to see. And then search and contact with a -1. That's going to be nothing. 1-1. So endurance check for him. And he passes his. Same thing, D rating, so 4 or less. And that will conclude the Aleutians campaign for the month of September. All right, let's go ahead and tackle this ultra area next, I guess. So let's see what the Tullibee can see with a +1 to their search and contact roll. 2-5. Looks like they might have just barely made it in there. Yep. Sparse, small convoy. No, sorry, large convoy. Sparse large convoy with an extra ship for each cup. 2-3-2-2. All right, Tullibee does have radar. This one has a bad angle. I think I want to go column C here with them. And we'll go standard. Armed merchant. Destroyer, we'll unflip that one. And then let's see what's over here. Ooh, a battleship. We are in the Empire Pacific, so probably good. Except I think the Yamato class can't be found there this time of year, or this year. Let's see, that's 2, so we got to do 2 more. Guess we'll try these. Hope they're not a diligent escort lurking under here. Oh, good. All right, so we need an auxiliary. See if the battleship we find is legitimate. Ooh, 16,000 tons. That's Surimo. You know what? We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Let's do a roll. So 0 to 6. Anything else we'll re-roll. 8. 9. Come on. There we go. 2. 0, 1, 2. So it's the Fuso. which we can find in Empire Pacific. Put him there. Put this back in place. All right, there's our 4. Let's see if we can make something happen. Didn't get to make a single shot there up in the Coral Islands. This is our first time we can actually attempt a shot. Really like to get that battleship. That'd be awesome. -1 there. +3. So that one's not going to be very good. Come on. Boo. Yep, the battleship's out. This one would be 6, 7, 8. So they're out. Looks like these are our only options. So we'll just go after this 3,000-ton merchant over here. So he's got a 2 + 1 ASW +1 for going over. -1 for the TDC makes him a 3. So we hit on a 4 or less. 50-50 chance. Nope. Great damage roll too. All right, counter attack with 1 plus a red box +3 makes 5. We've got 4 defense, so they'll be on the 1 to 2 row with no modifier. 7. I think we're safe, just barely. Oh boy. Excuse me. I really want to go after that battleship. Means sliding over here, we only reveal that. We know it's a destroyer. But then unless we get a really nice TDC, kind of wasting our time. The other option is, I guess we can stay here and hope that this one doesn't contribute any more ASW. I don't think we want to slide over here because then we got to start flipping this too. Yep, we'll do that. You know what? Let's take a chance here. Let's go aggressive. I know what that one is. And, oh good, a light cruiser. I knew it wasn't a Diligent because both of the ones in column B are red balls on the back. It's going to change next week though because we'll be redoing the mix. So, all right, so we need a destroyer. Oh, and it's a 3. Great. Tanakazi. And a light cruiser. The Naka. All right. It's probably going to put the battleship out of reach, even with a, even if he had a -4. He's still going to be an 8. So no chance on the battleship. Guess we'll just try these 3 in column B. And the armed merchant. Okay, like that. out. That's pretty decent. Hoping that would be better. And that one's awesome. So we got two here that would be really good shots. Let's see what they end up being. So they got 4 ASWs, so that's going to make him a 6. Minus 4 is a 2. So 2 hit number of 5 there. This one would be the same, but 1 fewer because we're having to go over a column. So it's also a minus 4. So that's going to be a 4 or less. I don't think those are good enough to try splitting, because we'd be looking at percent 4 here and 3 here. We'd be looking at 1s on each for the 2 hit numbers. So we'd only hit on a 2 or less for each of them. So I think we just try to get something. Take that armed merchant down. That'll take a little bit of the bite out of the counterattack as well. So we need a 6 or less with our DRM. And we got it. So, week 4, September 43, Tullibee gets an MA 1000 ton. Goes back in C cup, and we got another ship, another 1,000 tons. So we're trying to get to 450 to do our next torpedo improvement check. We're currently at 395, so we just need 55 more. And that'll be sweet once we can get those torpedoes up to +1. That applies to our damage roll as well. All right, counterattack. We're looking at 3 now, +1, +3 makes 7, minus our 4 defense. Puts them on the 3 to 4 row, and +2. So 5 on the 3 to 4 row. I think we're good. Yep, just missed us. Endurance check, A rating, went aggressive, need a 5 or less. Got it. All right, next is going to be the Sea Dragon, +1 to their search and contact. 6 and 9. It'll be a low density task force. So 2, 3, 3, 4. All right, Sea Dragon does have radar. We're going to try column C here. And we'll go standard posture. Let's see what these are. Okay. Big string of merchants. One with some guns. And I'll try this one. No, you know what? Let's try one of these. Let's see if we can find a warship. Ooh, the Yamato. Don't think they can be in the Empire Pacific this year, though, unfortunately. So Yamato class battleships. In 43 and 44, East China Sea, South China Sea, North Philippine Sea, Marianas, and the Carolines. And they just get returned and no replacement, nothing revealed in its place. All right, Let's try this one. +3, don't like. -2 is pretty good. -1's okay. And 0. I'd kind of like to try for that bigger one, even though it's going to be a slightly tougher shot. So he's at 2 +1 from the ASW makes 3, -1. It would be a 4 or less to hit that one, which means it'd be a 5 or less to hit that one. Yeah, let's go for the 5,000 tonner. 4 or less. Watch me roll a 5. Nope. Wouldn't have mattered. For counterattack, they have 1 +1 +3 makes 5. 3 defense. 1 to 2 row with no modifier. 0 is nothing. All right. I think we slide over here, so we don't have to reveal any of that. And do we dare go aggressive? Yes, we dare. Oh, another battleship. Destroyer. And another battleship. Wow, this was battleship row here. All right. Let's get our destroyer. And again, as long as it's not a 68,000 ton Yamato class that we pull, it will be something we can find. I'm thinking, since we already drew the Yamato, I think I'm going to leave that one out of the mix. Just to make it a little more interesting. So the Sanae, not sure. But I like that it's only 1/2 ASW, because it basically has no impact over what we already had. All right. Yeah, I'm going to rule a house rule here, since we've already seen the Yamato. Well, supposedly saw it. We're going to leave that out of the choices here. Pull it, I'll pull a different one. So we got the Haruna. And the Yamashiro. All right, come on, give us, at least on one of those, give us a -2 or -3. I guess we'll go after the 5,000 tonner over there. That armed merchant. No, it won't affect the ASW, or won't affect the counterattack, because they're still going to have a half, so we might as well go for the easier one. All right, but I really want one of these guys to have a sweet TDC. That one does not. Oh, come on. Man, look how bad this is wearing now on the edges of those counters. Need that vassal module to be done soon. We can start using it. All right. Well, that's quite disappointing. Because even with that being a 0, he's a 9, so nothing there. So looks like we either go for the more tonnage or the easier shot. So this is a -4. He's a 2, so it's -2. So that would be an 8. Maybe we can go for both of them. That would be 2 hit on an 8, which means a guaranteed hit with our die roll modifier. This one is going to be 2 + 1 is 3. That's a -3. Oh, but he's got +1 for going over. Did I count that here? 1 + 1 + 1 is 3. -4 makes him a -1. Yeah, I forgot the column shift. So it's actually a 7 for the 2 hit. And this is 2, excuse me, +1 + 1 makes 4. -3 for the TDC is 1. So that's a 5 for the 2 hit. We went for the split. If we sent 4 at this one and 2 at that one, they'd end up being the same target number. Because that would bring that down to a 3. And that would bring that down to a 3. So we'd hit on a 4 or less on each. I like that. So we'll do a split shot. Each of them needs a 4 or less. So let's try the top one first. Oh, it almost kicked over to that 4. So they missed. Bottom one. Ah, we got them. 4 should be enough for a 5,000 ton. It is. So the Sea Dragon. It's a 5,000 ton merchant. Another ship. 5,000 more tons. And counterattack. So there's still just a 1. +1 + 3 makes 5. We've got 3 defense, so they're on the 1 to 2 row again. But +2 modifier this time. 6 is nothing. For endurance, we're a B rating. We went aggressive, so we need a 4 or less. Got it. And the S44, search and contact with a +1. 7 and 9. It's going to be a moderate density task force. So 3, 3, 4, and 5. All right, here we've got a bad angle. S44 does have radar, only a tactical rating of 2. This is a lot for them to be dealing with. Well, I don't know where to go. I've only got 3 attacks, so I feel like going over here might be a waste. Let's try our luck in column C, I guess. We're going to go standard attack posture. We'll flip over this one. There's that armed merchant back again. And this one. Okay, a couple little babies. It's probably best for them to deal with. Looks like we can have a decent shot there. So 2 plus the half ASW rounded up makes 3. Minus 2 for the TDC makes him a 1. So we can hit on a 2 or less. So that 0, and I was like, oh good, but then I realized that's the white die. All right, so nothing there. They get to fire back with a half. Plus 1 plus 3 makes 5. We've only got 2 defense, so they're on the 3 to 4 row. So that's nothing. We probably want to switch to cautious at this point, so we only have to flip over 1 more. Let's try this one. Nice, carrier. One of their 2 remaining carriers. It's either the Hio or the Shokaku. So I think we've been doing odd for Shokaku, even for Hio. So it's the Shokaku. I had a better chance at the Hio with only 4 defense. All right. Back in the camera shot here. Two TDCs. I don't know if it's even worth trying for that. If I had a minus 3 on him, he'd be 5, 6, minus 3 would be a 3. So I'd only be able to hit it on a 0, and that's only if I get a minus 3. You know what? Might as well try, right? And we'll go after the easier one here, I think. Come on, minus 2 or minus 3? Ooh, yes. You know what that means. We got to go for it. Might actually be the same. No, because he's a minus 1. So we would have a slightly easier shot on the merchant, but I got to try for the carrier. So he's a 5, plus 1 is 6, minus 4, or minus 3 for the TDC. Sorry, we can't go minus 4 because we're cautious. So that makes him a 3. We're a 3. So we can hit on a 0. Let's go 0-9 right here. Nope, 2-9. Probably would have sunk that one, but we wanted to go for it. All right, they still just have 1 ASW, half from the Shokaku and half from the merchant. So that's 5 again, minus 2, 3 to 4 row. And we were cautious this time, so that cancels out their bonus for the reattack round. So it's still just straight roll. Ooh, but they got a 9 on the, what did I say, 3 to 4? It's going to be bad. Damaged. So they're damaged, which means D rating, damaged, need a 2 or less. Hey, we got it. All right, next I think we'll bring some of these over from the East China Sea into the Empire Pacific. We'll start with the Cabrilla. So they are leaving shallow water, but the Cabrilla does have radar, so they can ignore that. So just a regular transit event check here. And then search and contact with a +1. You know, we're not at congregating risk level yet. 5 and 8 is going to be low density.
Who's here?
Task Force. Does he? Low density task force with an extra ship is going to be 2334. All right, lots of no solution markers here. That one's too close. Zigged away. And evading. I think Cabrilla does have radar, as we mentioned. I think we're going to go in column D. And let's do standard attack posture, I think. So let's take a look at this one first. 1,000-ton merchant. I'll just do these 3. Okay, destroyer will unflip that one. Another merchant. Ooh, what's this? The Akashi. I think that's one that we just leave as is. I'll double check that here in a second. We're going to flip one more. So let's try this top one. Oh, there we go, cruiser. All right, so we'll replace the cruiser. And then I will look up the other one there. This is the Mogami aircraft capable cruiser. All right, let's see. In the IJN book, it should tell us what to do with the Akashi. Yep, use SW set unit right there at the bottom. So just leave it there. Get our TDC markers. Alrighty. Nothing great. Looks like this will be our target of choice over here. 1 and -1 cancel each other out. They get 1 from the ASW and 1 for going over a column. So that means we'll hit on a 5 or less. Let's see what we get. 8. And the counterattack will be a half from the Akashi and a half from the Mogami for a total of 1. 1 red box, 3 for the war period. We have 5 defense, so they will be on the 0 row, but we are spotted, so they get a +1 modifier for that. Ooh, an 8. Don't like that. Comes a 9, which means we're spotted, but we're already spotted, so no effect. All right. I think we will stay standard. We'll stay in our column. Or should we go aggressive? We only got to flip 2 more. Yeah, let's go aggressive. Why not? We know that one's a destroyer. Hopefully this one's not. Oh, it's a diligent. Ugh. All right, so since they're in an adjacent column, they get a +1 modifier, but we get to attempt to crash dive first. So we need a 0 to do that. Ooh, so close. And a +1 for their diligent escort roll. 10 is going to sink us. Even if we had stayed standard, we were going to get sunk. Wow. Man, that's one of our Balaos. Ugh. Do not like that. So subs lost up to 43. Might need to quit being so aggressive here. They're getting some lucky rolls too, though. All right, well, let's move on to the Tinosa, I guess. We'll send them over there. They do have radar as well, I believe. Yes. So just no modifiers for the transit event check. Anything but a 9. There we go. And +1 to search and contact because we're still only at 4 there. 7 and 3. It's going to be moderate density, small convoy. So with a +1, that's going to be 3, 4, 2, 2. Or sorry, small convoy. 4, 3, 2. All right, we're going to set up in column B here and go standard posture. Let's see what's over here in column C. If it's anything we want to get away from. Ooh, nice. And then let's try here and here. All right, excellent. We just have a cruiser to swap out. I'm down to only 5 cruisers left. It's the Mogami again. They're back. Because they didn't go anywhere. They're still in the same place. All right. So TDC markers. Nice. Like to have seen that on that cruiser, but okay, -2 ain't too bad. So let's see. We've got no ASW during the attack round. So he's a -1. Which means an 8 or less to hit. This would be 5 - 2 is 3. Then he's over a column, so that makes him a 4. So he's a 3 or less. Don't really want to try to split that, I don't think, with that only being a 3. I mean, we could send 6 over here, which would drop it down to a 2. Then this would drop down to a 2 as well. So yeah, I think we'll just go after the merchant. Look for maybe reposition and get a better shot on that cruiser next in the reattack. So we need an 8 or less. Anything but a 9. 2, 6. That'll sink it. Tinosa. Get It's a, what was it, 1,000 ton? Yep. 1,000 ton merchant. I need to remember to write down that the Cabrilla was sunk. Alright, so there's no counterattack. Oh, actually, correction. There is a counterattack because we got the Mogami in there. So they're going to be at a 1. Comes out to a 5 again with everything added. We got 4 defense, so they'll be on the 1 to 2 row. No modifier. And let's not get something ridiculous like a 9 again. 7, okay. That should be nothing. Just barely. Alright, so for reattack, I'm going to slide over here, switch to aggressive, and hope that that is not a diligent escort under there. Alright, good. So, oh, and this guy's gone. Cut B, and I guess we should record that. A little out of practice here. I haven't played for about a week or so because we tore everything down for Thanksgiving to play some other games. So 1 ship and 1,000 tons from that one. So might take me a little bit to get back into the groove here. All right. So we need our TDC markers. All right. +2, +3. There we go. That's looking better. That's not. So looks like we're just going to have the 1 shot. It's the reattack round and we're aggressive, so that becomes a -4, which makes him a net -2, which means we automatically hit. Is there any point in going after something else? This would be, that becomes a 0, so he's a 5, so it'd be 2 or less to hit him. Well, 3 or less with the modifier. This one is also a 0, so he's a 3 because he's over a column. So he'd be a 2 hit of 4, which means hit on a 5 or less. And that one's going to be 1 worse. So I think those are the only ones worth considering. And this one was 9. Right? Yeah. So we'd hit on a 10, which we can't even roll. It almost seems like a waste not to send at least something somewhere else. What if we did, I just think that's too low to try to split with that. What if we sent, say, 5 over here? So that'd be 2 less, which would make this a 2 hit value of 2. That means we're sending 5 less over here, which makes it a 2 hit of 4. Or we could even do, what, 6-1 to make them even. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll send 6 over here, which means we'll hit on a 3 or less. We'll send 1 over here, which means we hit on a 3 or less as well. Well, the 2 hit number is 3. We'll actually hit on a 4 or less. Yep, let's do that. So they're both the same, 5,000 tonners. So I guess we'll go this one first. 4 or less. Nope. And then the other one. Yes. All right. So we got this one. Column C. So that's a 5,000 ton merchant for the Tinosa. Let's get that recorded. One more ship and 5,000 tons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rolls this up to 20. So we're at 398 ships sunk for 1,722,000 tons. All right, then we got another counterattack. This time they're going to get a +2 because of the reattack round, and we're aggressive. So they'll still be on the 1 to 2 row because nothing else has changed. Just the modifier. Ooh, that's a 10. 10 on the 1 to 2 row is damaged. So let's see what our endurance check will be. We're an A rating, we went aggressive, and we're damaged. So we need a 4 or less. Got it. All right, now we've got 4 subs in the area. So everything else is going to start contributing to congregating risk. I think we can still go up to 8 and still be reaping a benefit there. So we'll send the Cero over. So this time they'll have a +1 for their transit event check because of the congregating risk. And no modifier for the search and contact now because of the congregating risk. 1-9. That might be a loner. It is. 1 is a white box result. 9 is a red box for the second roll. So we need to set up for a loner contact. So let's clear this off. We get one ship from Cup C. And then we roll against our tactical rating, which is 4. Less than or equal to, we set up in the same column. Otherwise, an adjacent column. It's going to be adjacent. So no surface gunnery for the first round at least. And let's see what we got. Okay, it is a merchant. So we get a single TDC. I guess I should have said we're going aggressive. That's kind of obvious when you're doing a loner contact, I think. +2, don't like that. So it becomes a minus, or a +1, I mean. So 1 +1 for being over a column, +1 from the TDC makes them a 3, which means we hit on, well, the 2 hit number is a 4, we'll hit on a 5 or less. And 1-1. So it looks like we just damaged them. So they are damaged. For the re-attack, we'll slide over in their column. So we could do surface gunnery now, but I think at this point, especially since they're damaged, I think our chances are better with just doing another torpedo attack. Because if we do surface gunnery, we have to roll on the, I think it's the 18 to 25 row, or maybe the 26 to 35. But we gotta roll pretty high on the attack results to actually get a hit on them. So we'll take another torpedo shot, staying aggressive. TDC is a +3, come on. So that becomes a 1. But now that they're damaged, that nullifies their defense. Plus we're in the same column. So net is a 1. So our 2-hit value is 6. With our aggressive posture, we'll hit on a 7 or less. And anything but a 0 on the white die will sink them, assuming we hit. Yeah, wow, overkill. All right, so the Cero gets a 1,000 ton merchant. So one more ship right on the cusp of 400 and another 1,000 tons. For our endurance check, since we encountered a loner, we get to do a -1. Then we went aggressive, so that's a +1. So we're going to end up needing a 6 or less. So stick around. Got it. All right, then we'll have the... these guys are damaged. Do we want to send them in there, or do you just want to leave them here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 subs in there now. So we could get 3 more in without suffering any additional... Well, you know what? I forgot about 2, though. Those guys that were leaving, they should have been getting a transit event check, too, because they were leaving an area with more than 4 subs. I don't think... Did one of them roll an 8? I don't think so. I think the highest I rolled was a 7. So I think we're okay there. I'll review that, and if it was different, we can retcon that pretty easily. All right. So do we want to send them in? This is the Balao. Kind of like to get them in there. Yeah, let's go for it. So they will have +1 for congregating risk for their transit event check. They're good. And then just a straight roll for search and contact. 7 and 2. It's going to be a moderate density small convoy. Just had one of these. 4, 3, and 2. Now this one looks like it might be a bit nastier than the last one. I should have mentioned the Balao does have radar, so they were able to ignore the shallow waters leaving the East China Sea. Yeah, I think we're going to set up here in column B. Or maybe even, I wonder if we should set up in column C. Then we could move over to D if we needed to get away from something. Yeah, why don't we do that? We're going to set up in column C. Especially since we're damaged, we want to minimize our risk here. We're going to go cautious. So we're only flipping 3. I want to see what both of these are. Battleship, nice. Out of 5,000 ton merchant. And how about this one? Ooh. Well, we are cautious, so there's a chance he can become non-diligent. So let's see who it is. That's the wrong bowl. I didn't think that felt like enough in there for the destroyers. All right, we got the Agano. So he's a 6. But since we're cautious, refresh my memory on how this works. We roll a die for each diligent escort revealed. If it's greater than the diligent escort's ASW value, it gets treated as a normal DD with 1 subtracted from its ASW value. So it would become a 5. So you need to roll greater than a 6. And we did it. So he is not a diligent escort. I'm going to rotate this upside down to show that. And since he's not a diligent escort, we can use our radar to unflip him, which we will do. And then instead, we will flip this one. Okay, a regular destroyer. But now, assuming we make it to the reattack round, we can slide over to column D and not have anything to worry about. It's the Okakazi. All right, column B. And we need a battleship. I think anything but a 68,000 ton will be fine where we're at. This one popped out, so we'll use it. Oh, and it's a 68,000 ton. Yep, the Musashi and the Yamato. During 43 and 44. It can only be encountered in the East China Sea, South China Sea, North Philippine Sea, Marianas, and the Carolines. And we are in Empire Pacific. And they get returned to the pile, and no ship is drawn in its place. So there's not actually a battleship there. All right, so that just leaves us with these 4 that we can target then. -2, +1, -2, -1. All right, so we're going after this guy. There's 1 ASW out there, so that's going to boost him to a 3. -1 will take him back to a 2. We're 7, so we hit on a 5 or less. Nope. Oh, yeah, it is a hit. Sorry. but a 1 is not going to do anything to a 5,000 ton ship. Bounced off the hull. So counterattack, they've got a half, which rounds up to 1. 1 red box, 3 for the war period, makes 5. We got 5 defense, but we're damaged. So we lose 1 for that, I think. Or no, that's just a die roll modifier. That's right. So they're on the 0 row, but with a +1 for us being damaged, but then a -1 because we're cautious. 2 is going to be nothing. All right, so since it's safe, if we go over here, we will do that. Stick around for a counterattack, or a reattack, I mean. Not really any point in switching to standard, since we only got 1 target anyway. There's also no negative to switching to standard, so we'll just stay cautious, just because thematically it makes more sense that we'd be cautious. All right, give us a good one. There we go. So that becomes a -3 because of the reattack round modifier. So 2 over a column makes him a 3, -3 makes him a 0. We hit on a 7 or less. Let's see if we can get a better damage result this time. Yes, we did. 5 should sink a 5,000 tonner. And it does. So the Balao scores. $5,000-ton merchant. So we get to go up to 400 for our ship count. Just 50 more to go to do that next torpedo improvement check. And 5,000 more tons, puts that up to 8. And there is no counterattack this time, so we will do our endurance check. We never went aggressive, so we just have the +1 for being damaged. Means we need a 5 or less. Nope. Time for you to go get repaired. All right, next we got the Sunfish. Check if they have radar. They do. So we ignore the shallow. They will get a +1 again for congregating risk. So let's not see an 8 or a 9. Good. And straight roll for search and contact. Ooh, 9-4. It's going to be high density, small convoy. 433. All right, that worked pretty well for the Balao last time, so I think the Sunfish will do the same thing. We're going to set up in column C and go cautious. And let's see what this is. Okay, unflip that. Flip these two. Oh, come on. Yikes. And then I guess this one. Oh, man. Well, I don't think we're going to be sticking around for a reattack round here. So need a couple destroyers. This was not what we were hoping to see. Harukaze. Yep. And the Matsukaze. Oh boy. Definitely want one there. And I guess we'll target these other two. We could try targeting that one, see if we get lucky with the TDC. Maybe we can take them out so we can ignore their ASW value. Let's do that. All right. -2 there. -2, -3. Wow, getting a lot of good ones. All right, so that might be our plan here. Try to take that escort out and then skedaddle. So let's see what that would be. That means they only have 1 for ASW, which makes them a 7. And then he's over a column, which makes him an 8. But then -2 from the TDC makes him a 6. So we can hit on a 1 or less. I don't know if this is going to be much better, to be honest. Because that's 2. Then they've got 3 ASW if I go after him. So that's 5 plus 3. Yeah, I don't even have a shot at that one. So yeah, it looks like it's 1 or less to try to take out the Harukaze. Nope. Oh boy. So they've got 3 plus 1 plus 3 is 7. We got 4 defense, which puts them on the 3 to 4 row. +1 for us being damaged, but -1 for us being cautious. Let's hope they roll low. 6. Might be spotted. Yep. That's okay, because we're not going to stick around. We're damaged and spotted. We will withdraw. So A rating, and we're damaged, so we need a 5 or less. Got it. Alright, and I guess we'll send one more in. The Swordfish. Again, +1 to the transit event check. And then regular search and contact roll. 5-1 is going to be, can't hardly see over the stack there. Low density, small convoy. 3, 3, and 2. All right, I should have checked first, but the Swordfish does have radar, so again, they can ignore the shallow waters there for their transit check. We're going to try column B, I think. And we will go standard attack posture. And I would like to see what's over here in column C. Oh, no, I don't. Ugh. Get away from these things. So we're standard posture this time, so they just get a regular. It's the Nokaze. Bumps them up to a 4. Just gets a regular diligent escort counterattack. But first we can try to crash dive, and they actually go down on a 1 or less. Oh, made it. So that means the worst that can happen to us is we're spotted. And they rolled a 5, which is nothing. All right, so how about this one? Okay. And then let's try this one. And this one. Ooh, nice. Okay, well, other than that diligent escort nonsense, the rest of it turned out to be pretty good. So we can move away from it in the re-attack round. That's kind of why I wanted to see what was over there. So we got the Naruto, nice, 16,000 tons. And then the other one is going to be the break. Alrighty. I think we'll do these 3, obviously. And I'm debating on either targeting that other one in our column or maybe one of those red balls over in column A. Try one of those over there. More likely to have lower defense, I think. Hopefully we won't need to use that one. Ooh, there we go. Maybe get a parting shot at the break here before we move away from it. So that's going to be, he's got 4 from this though, yikes. So that makes him a 7, 8 because he's over a column. Then -3 makes him a 5. So we could hit that on a 1 or less. But I don't know that any of these are going to be better. Because this is 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 1 is 8, so we can't hit that one. This is 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7. We can't hit that one. And who knows what that is. So yeah, I think we just try to get a shot on the break here and then move away. So we need a 1 or less. Nope. Pretty close. All right, the big bad counterattack now. With 4 plus 1 plus 3 makes 8. We only have 3 defense. Yikes. 5 to 6 row. That's not going to be good. Oh, damaged. So now we got to decide, is it worth risking going over there? There's a couple nice targets out here. Whoops. I'm going to redraw that since I accidentally flipped it. I'll get another one that's a meatball. There we go. Yeah, we'll try it. We can switch to cautious, and hopefully it won't be too terrible. We'll only have to flip 3 then, so we can just do the 3 in our column. And if something's bad, we can try that one instead. We know that's not a diligent because all of the diligents in column B, for the time being anyway, are red balls. So yeah, let's try it, see what we get. Ooh. We'll unflip that. I wish I hadn't revealed that. That was going to be another merchant. And, oh, a carrier. Okay. All right, so we need a carrier. Again, they only have 2 left. So we'll go odd for the Shokaku, even for the Hiyo. It's the Shokaku. And then we need another auxiliary. Little small one. If it comes into focus here, there it is. The Okinoshima. I don't know if we've seen that one yet. Doesn't sound familiar. All right, so what do we want to go after here? Got to try for that carrier, right? Yep, I say we go for all the big boys. Leave that 1,000-ton merchant alone. We successfully eluded the escorts. Have some free shot here, basically. -2, okay. Work with that. -1, 0, and 0. So much as I'd like to try for the carrier, let's see what that would be. He's a 5, +1 for being over column is a 6, -2 for the TDC makes him a 4. So we'd hit it on a 2 or less. But this one looks a lot juicier because he's a 3. -3 for the TDC makes him a 0. So that's a 6 or less. And since we're cautious, a split shot's kind of out of the question here. So, do we want the easier shot, or do we want to try to get that carrier down? You know what? I want to go after the carrier. Probably the wrong decision, but I want to get them down to only 1 left. One undamaged one, anyway. So 2 or less. Nope. And we would have got the other one too. Oh well. That's what happens when you risk it like that. So no, yeah, we do have a counterattack because I got that carrier out there. So that's a half, rounds up to 1. +1 +3 makes 5. 3 defense. Puts them on the 1 to 2 row. They get +1 because we're damaged, +1 for the reattack round, -1 because we're cautious. It's a net +1. A 1 is nothing. And for our endurance check, we're B rating, damaged. Need a 4 or less. Got it. These damaged subs just keep wanting to stay out. All right, well that puts us at 8. So if we send another one in, we're looking at a -2 for the congregating risk, which brings it to where it's less likely to find anything than if they just stay where they're at. So I think we'll have the snapper. Well, either do we want them to stay there or do we want them to go up into the Yellow Sea, actually? Send them up into the Yellow Sea. So they do have radar, I think. Yep. But they get a +1 for entering the Yellow Sea. So an 8 or a 9 we want to avoid. And then search and contact. 27. Ooh, just good thing we sent them up there. They wouldn't have found anything in the East China Sea. So a sparse large convoy. We're back to our regular values now. So 2311. All right, we're gonna go column B. And standard attack posture, I think. Let's see what we got over here. We'll unflip that. Excuse me. Then I think we'll go here. Here. Oh, come on. Here. And here. Jeez. What in the world did we walk into here? Got the Sazanami. Might be a new one too. That doesn't sound familiar. Kamikaze, I know we've seen that one before. And the Hatakazi. Well, do not like this one bit. Target him on the off chance that we can take him out. And then here, I guess this one and this one, huh? Okay, -3. Might be a chance to do that. Especially since everything else is garbage. So they've got 3.5 ASW, so that's going to round up to 4. His 1 defense plus 1 for being over a column, that makes him a 6, plus 1 from the TDC. No shot. So if we target him, we can ignore his ASW. So they've only got 1.5 now. So he becomes an 8, 9 for being over a column. -3, still not good enough. Still can't target that either. Definitely not that one. This one maybe. So we assume he has a defense of 1. And we add another 4 to it. You kidding me? I'm gonna have a theoretical possible shot here and have to take it. I should have just targeted that one, I think. Yeah, because 3.5 makes 4. Yeah, 4 plus 1 for his defense makes 5, 0 from the TDC. So theoretically I can hit that on a 0. But only if his defense is actually 1. But because I theoretically can, and it's the only possible shot I have to take it. Yeah. And it doesn't matter which carrier it is, I'm not going to be able to hit it. It's the Shokaku. So that becomes an automatic miss, but does count as a fired shot. So they do get to counterattack. So 4. Actually, he's going to add a half, but that still just makes it 4. Plus 1 red box there makes 5. 3 for the war period makes 8. We only have 2 defense. Yikes. 5 to 6 row. No modifier. Oh, thank goodness. And we are out of here. So B rating, we need a 5 or less. Got it. All right, let's take care of these up here in the Sea of Japan next. They're both damaged, but I think we're going to risk having them at least make one attack run. So first up is the harder. Search and contact. 1-1. Sparse small convoy. That's probably good. 2-1. All right, the harder does have radar, but it's not going to matter in this situation because we're going to have to flip a minimum of 3. We will be going cautious. Setting up in column A. Okay. Combat events. 2. What is 2? I'm trying to remember. Oh, torpedo malfunction. Yikes. All right, so we got to roll a second die. It's either going to be a circular run, a hot run, a premature detonation, a dead torpedo, or a close call. It's an 8, which is a close call. Nice. It's the best result. Things got tense, but the crew pulled through. The current attack round is canceled, including the counterattack. The submarine is still eligible for a subsequent combat next round. All right. So no combat and no counterattack. I don't know. Is it worth trying to stick around? I guess so. I mean, we still got a decent chance at sinking that. And we know that's not a diligent, so yeah, we'll do it. We're going to stay cautious, though. So we'll flip this one over. Ooh, light cruiser. All right. It's the Sendai. Sendai. 2 TDC markers. This is the re-attack round, so we'll get a -1. So a 0 and a -2. So here we'd be looking at, he's a 3. So we'd need a 4 or less to hit that. And he's actually more tonnage than the other one, so probably go ahead, just do that. 4 plus 1 for going over a column plus an ASW makes 6. -2 for the TDC makes 4. So that'd be a 3 or less to hit. So yeah, we might as well go for the easier shot that gives an extra 1,000 tons. So 4 or less. Okay, we got it. And a 4 on a 6,000 ton is just enough to sink it. So the harder gets an AT 6,000 tons. record that. Another ship. 6,000 tons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bump this up another 10. And there is no counterattack. Endurance check. A rating damaged. Need a 5 or less. Nope. Probably for the best. And next up we have the skate. Search and contact roll. 8 and 6. That's going to be a high density, large convoy. 3, 3, 2, and 1. All right, skate has radar as well. Thinking just so we kind of minimize what we have to flip. We're going to set up here. If we decide we want to re-attack, we can slide over to D and not have to flip anything else. Yeah, so we'll be cautious. And we're going to go here, here, ugh. All right. Let's see what it is. The Harusami. So they are a 4. So we need to roll, or 5, sorry, plus 3. So we need to roll greater than a 5 to make him just be a regular DD. We did not. So we attempt to crash dive only on a 0. Nope. And they get a roll against us with no modifier. 6. I think that's going to be spotted. Yep. Oh, sorry. They do get a +1 because we're damaged. It's actually a 7. Ooh, so we're damaged again. That is not good. Because when we get a second damage marker, we have to roll, it's either less than or equal to our defense, or else we are sunk. It has to be less than, or no, sorry, if it's greater than, I read that backwards. Yeah, if it's greater than our defense value, we're sunk. So we need to roll less than or equal to our defense value, which is a 5, fortunately. Let's not lose another Balao, please. Wow. All right. Another lost sub. Takes us to 44. Well, that'll do it for the Sea of Japan then. Let's see what we want to do here. We already got 4 in the North Philippine Sea, so I think we'll just have the permit stay where they're at. Patrol the South Philippine Sea. Let's see what they get for search and contact. 4, 5. It's going to be sparse, large convoy. 1, 2, 1, 1. All right, the permit does have radar, but they only have 4 attacks, so thinking maybe we'll go column B, standard attack posture. Let's see what's over here. Light cruiser, gunboat, and an auxiliary. All right, so let's get our light cruiser. It's the Noshiro. And for our auxiliary, the Toho Maru, 10,000 tons. Nice. Well, there's enough showing for a super skipper, but I highly doubt it with a P3. Excuse me. -2, -2, -2. Well, that's pretty consistent. Let's see what we can do here. We got half ASW, so that's going to round up to 1. So basically add 1 to everybody's defense. So he's a 2, which makes him a 0. So hit that on a 4 or less. He is a 4, -2, makes him a 2. So hit on a 2 or less. And then 4 becomes a 5, +1 makes him a 6, -2 makes him a 4, so we could hit that on a 0. So I think we just go after the gunboat. So we need a 4 or less. Hey, look at that. I could have got that other one over there, or the 10,000 tonner even. So that'll definitely sink that little guy. So the permit gets a gunboat 2,000 tons. One more ship makes 402. And what did I say it was? 2,000 tons. Takes us to 1,736,000. And since we took them out, there is no counterattack. Bonus there. So for the re-attack, I think... Man, I don't really want to move away from this guy because I'd like to have a crack at him if this doesn't work out, depending on what that is. But I think we go to aggressive posture now, since we only got to flip this one other one over. So yeah, we'll just stay where we're at. Yeah, it's a little baby merchant. Very nice. Hopefully we can get one of these big boys down. All right, +2, +2, come on. 0. All right, so this TDC is a 0, this is a 0, that's a -2. So over here we've got 1 + 1 for being over a column makes 2. So a 2 or less to hit that. This one is a 3, so 1 or less to hit that. And then over here he's a 4 + 1 makes a 5, but then -2 makes him a 3, so 1 or less to hit that. I think we go for that one. Well, and actually these are 2 hit numbers, so it's actually a 2 or less die roll to hit it. So yeah, I think for only being 1 lower than that, it's worth trying it to get the extra tonnage. So we need a 2 or less. No, not even close. Not even close. No counterattack. So straight to the endurance check with a C rating, went aggressive. We need a 3 or less. Got it. And then we are going to move the Grenadier over here as well. So I'll do a transit event check first. Only a 9. And then search and contact. 5-4. So they get a sparse small convoy. 2-1. All right. Again, the Grenadier has radar, but it's not going to matter because there's only 3 targets. We're going to set up here. Tempted to go aggressive right off the bat, but I'm concerned that that could be a diligent escort. So I think we'll just go standard for the first attack round. Combat event. 8 is counterattack, I think. Yep. So we don't get to attack, and they make a counterattack if we end up revealing any ASW. So let's see what we got, and they do. So no attack round for us. We go straight to the counterattack round. They've got 1. There's 1 red box here. That makes 2. 3 for the war period makes 5. 3 defense. We'll be on the 1 to 2 row with no modifier. And that's going to be nothing. So now we will switch to aggressive posture. We will stay in column A. -1 and +1. So this becomes a -3. They've got 1 ASW, so he's a 3. -3 is 0. Makes the 2 hit number a 6, which means we hit on a 7 or less. And I think I'm fine with that because he's a pretty juicy target, so I'm not even going to bother figuring out the other one. We need a 7 or less. We get a 9. All right, and they get another counterattack. Again on the 1 to 2 row, but this time with a +2 modifier because re-attack round and aggressive posture. Yikes. That's an 11 on the 1 to 2 row, which is damaged RTB. And then if the second die is a 7 through 9, we are sunk. And it is a 9. I cannot believe this. The counterattacks are just brutal, even with low ASW values. Grenadier sunk. At least it wasn't a Agano or a Balao this time. They go to the sunk pile. Our subs lost are up to 45. We can cross him off of the radar list. Who was that again? The Grenadier. Wow, this has been quite a terrible week to finish off a pretty terrible month. All right, that just leaves these here. We're going to have them move up into the South China Sea 1, but my battery is about to die, so we'll have to do that in the next session. Okay, so the bowfin will patrol move to South China Sea 1. Just a regular transit event check there. They do have radar, I think. Yes, so the shallow water that they're leaving will not impact it at all. So just don't want to get a 9. Safe. Search and contact. 3-6. Sparse, large convoy. 1211. All right, we're going to set up in column B, and I guess standard attack posture. Excuse me. Our radar is not going to help us here. Oh, great. And we got the Yuzuki. It'll be a 3.5. We will attempt to crash dive on a 0. Nope. Diligent escort counterattack. 4 is nothing. All right. Wow. Okay then. They're really protecting that auxiliary there. We got the Asagao. Oh, need another one. The Akabono. And our auxiliary. It's the Goshu Maru. Sorry. All right. This doesn't look good. We got 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. They got 6 ASW there. We're going to need a -3 on that auxiliary to have any sort of shot, I think. Nope. think we're going to get away without having to face a counterattack here because we got no possible shot, I don't think. 5 plus 6 is 11. Actually, plus another 1 for being over a column makes him a 12. Definitely out of reach. If we target one of these, we can ignore their ASW, but still, this one's... I don't even know if we can do that. I don't think we can do that when there's a diligent escort present. Just confirm that. 28.4, I think, yep. Cannot be utilized if a diligent escort has been revealed. So never mind. So yeah, we got nothing here. So we're just gonna withdraw. Since we have no possible shot in the first round, they don't get a counterattack. So endurance check, we'll need a 6 or less. Got it. Sorry about that. Knocked the camera over. And my dice tower. All right, next we'll send the spearfish in. So they will do a transit event check, looking for anything but a 9. And then search and contact. 3-5. I think it's going to be the same thing. Sparse, large convoy. 1211. Spearfish also has a radar, so they were able to ignore that shallow water that they were leaving. We're going to try the same thing, I guess. Set up in column B, standard attack posture. Let's see what happens. This is looking better. Much better. All right. So again, we'll choose between the 2 carriers that are left. Odd for Shokaku, even for Hiyo. And we got Shokaku again. Top C. And TDC markers. Give us some good ones. Okay, +1, -1. That's not too bad. Another -1 and +2. Boo. So we can't go after the carrier this time. But let's see what we can do with these other ones. I think we'll just focus on the 2 in our column. So the 3,000 tonner is a 2 -1, makes him a 1. So we would hit on a 5. And same thing for the other one. So if we were to split it, it would take them both down to 2 or less. So I don't think I want to do that. So we'll just go for the bigger one. 5 or less. Got it. Big number on that second roll. All right, so spearfish gets a 5,000 ton merchant. Goes back to cup B. Record that. One more ship, 5,000 tons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move this up. All right. For the counterattack, I believe we will stay right where we are. It's tempting to go over into the carriers column there, but then we'd have to reveal what's in column D, which could be nasty. We are going to switch to aggressive and hopefully get a -2 or a -3 on that carrier, which will modify to a -4. It does become a -2, which makes him 5 + 1 for going over is 6, -2 is 4. So we could hit the carrier on a 2 or less. We'd need a pretty big number for the attack results to sink it. It'd have to be a 7 or higher. Let's see what these come out to. This is a -4. So 2 + 1 is 3, -4 is -1. So that's a 2 hit of 7. And actually, that's actually a 2 hit of 2 on the carrier. We'd actually hit it on a 3 or less. And then the one in our column is 2 - 2 is 0. So that would be a 6 for the 2 hit number. Boy. Yeah, I don't really want to try going after the carrier, I don't think. Let's see if we did a split shot here. If we did 3 and 3, they'd both reduce by 3. So this would go down to a 4, which means we'd hit on 5 or less. This would go down to a 3, which means we hit on 4 or less. So why don't we do that? So we'll try the 3,000 tonner first. So we need a 4 or less for this one. Got it. Man, we would have hit that. We would have sunk the carrier. 1.7 would have done it. Oh well. Played it safe this time. So that's another 3,000 ton merchant. We'll set it there so we remember to record it. And then a 5 or less for this other one. Didn't get that. Alrighty. So one more ship, 3,000 more tons. Puts us at 404 ships sunk and 1,744,000 tons. Oh, you know what? I messed up. There should have been a counterattack after that first round. Forgot that carrier had aircraft capability. So let's roll that now, see if that would have affected our results at all. So there'll be 1 + 1 + 3 is 5. We've got 3 defense. So they would have been on the 1 to 2 row with no modifier for the first counterattack. So a 5 is nothing. And now for the second counterattack, it's the same thing, but they get a +2 this time. 8. I think that's going to get us spotted. Yes, it is. All right, now we can do our endurance check. B rating, went aggressive. So we need a 4 or less. Not even close. Saury in. They have radar. Yes. Just to check, I think the puffer does as well. Yep, they do. So all of these are just going to be anything but a 9 for the trains we don't check. Good. Search and contact. Ooh, 8-1. It's going to be a moderate density small convoy. So 3, 2, and 1. All right, we'll go column B again. We'll start off standard posture. Take a peek over here in column C. And then I think I want to look at these two. And then eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's try this one. All right, good. So we just need an auxiliary. The Naruto Maru. We do have enough showing for a super skipper. All right. +1, -1, +1, +2. Well, those aren't very good for trying to do a split shot. So looks like these are going to be close to the same. It'll be a little bit easier to hit the merchant, but I think we might go for the other one instead. Let's figure it out. They have a half ASW, so that's going to make them a 2, +1 for being over a column makes them a 3, +1 makes them a 4. So that's a 2 or less to hit them. And 3 + 1 + 1 is 5, -1 makes them a 4 as well. Yeah, that makes, yeah, right, because 1 + 1 is 2 and 3 - 1 is 2. So yeah, they're the same. Why they were thinking they were one away from each other. This one's going to be worse. 3.5 rounded up makes 4, and then +1 from the TDC, so they'd be a 1 or less to hit. And this one will be worse than these are. I think that'll be the same there. It'd be 1 or less on him. So yeah, I guess we'll just go after the oiler there. So we need a 2 or less. Nope. And counterattack. Again, 1 + 1 + 3 makes 5. We've got 3 defense, so they'll be on the 1 to 2 row. Ooh, 9. Don't like that. That is damaged. Do not like it. I think that blows our super skipper dreams out of the water. I think we shift over here to try to get a better shot on that oiler. And then I think we switch to cautious. Yeah. That's what I was afraid of. Something nice and low. Nope. The Asagumo. They're a 5. So we have to roll greater than a 5 in order to make them be non-diligent. Hey, we did it. Unfortunately, we can't unflip them because there's nothing else to flip in their place. But at least they're, we'll turn it upside down to show that they're not diligent anymore, and they're only a +2 now, so they're a 4. That's still 5 ASW staring us in the face here. Oh, and I got to replace this other one too. Wakasuki. So make that 4, 5, 6, 7 ASW staring us in the face. And just because we have to target a 4th, I guess we'll put one on there. Wow. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a shot at anything here. This guy's a 4 plus, what'd I say, 7? Yeah, so he's, well, no, that's, forgot it's -1, so he's actually a 3, but +7, so he's a 10, so he's out of range. No way I'm getting either one of the destroyer, well, that destroyer anyway. That guy's a 4 plus 7 plus another one. Well, actually a 3, but yeah, can't target him, so this one would be 3 minus 1 is a 2, but then add 7 ASW and he's a 9. So we got no shot on anything. But they do get to counterattack now. This is going to be bad. Really bad. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus another 3 is 11. Minus our 3 defense puts them on the 8 row. So anything but a 0 is, well, and then they get a +1. Well, no, +1 for counter or reattack, -1 because we're cautious, but then +1 because we're damaged. So yeah, the minimum, we're going to get spotted at a minimum. Let's just hope they roll really low. 7, that's not going to be good. 7 on the 8 is damaged RTB. And if the second die is between 7 and 9, we are sunk. And it's a 9. That is our 4th sub that we've lost this month. Or this week, I mean. The Saury. Wow. That'll teach me to stick around for reattack, or reattack after getting damaged, huh? All right, that just leaves one more sub, which is the puffer. Again, they do have radar, so it's just going to be a straight roll for the transit event. And then search and contact, 7 and 3. Going to be low density, small convoy. So 2, 2, and 1. Okay, we'll try setting up in column B again. Standard attack posture. Cruiser, nice. Let's take a look at these two. Destroyer will unflip. Another destroyer. Can't unflip. Combat event. 8 is counterattack. Come on. And a destroyer. Okay. Okay. Well, let's get these out. The Hatsukaze and the Nokaze and our cruiser. This is the Nachi. Well, we don't get to attack. They do their counterattack, which is 3 plus 1 makes 4. Another 3 makes 7. We have 4 defense, so they'll be on the 3 to 4 row. 1 is nothing. I probably shouldn't do this, but I want to try to get that cruiser. I'm going to slide over here. Switch to cautious. And we know this is a destroyer, so let's get 1 for him. Half or 1 would be nice. Oh, of course not. The Kazagumo. All right. Need some TDC help here. Need to switch those two. So that's going to be a 0. So he's a 5 plus 3 is 8. Can't hit him. What do we got here? 6, 7 for going over a column. Plus 3 is 10. Minus 2 is 8. Can't hit that one either, and definitely can't hit that one. So no shot, but they get to counterattack. So it'll be the same 3 to 4 row and plus 1 for reattack, minus 1 for cautious. Ooh, 8 this time. That's not good. 3 to 4 and 8 is damaged. So for our endurance check, A rating damaged. Need a 5 or less. Got it. All right, that does it for our subs at sea. So let's see what we want to do with these ones coming out. We've got 2 still to come out from the Sperry. I think we're going to send them up into the Sea of Japan. Let's bring them out here. It's the Muskallunge and the Shad. A couple of Gatos. So they'll be leaving from the North Pacific, going through the Coral Islands, where there are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 submarines. So they will incur congregating risk of +1, and then another +2 for entering the Sea of Japan, but -1 for being on transit side. So a net +2. So we're wanting something under a 6. We'll do the Muskallunge first. And they got a 6, exactly. So they'll have to roll. 4-2 should be fine. No event. And so we'll move them in and flip to patrol side. And then for the shad, I got a 2, so they're safe. We'll put them underneath this one because we're going to have him move back first probably. All right, then we've got two coming out from the from Dutch Harbor. And since we're a little crowded in the Coral Islands right now, we're just going to have them go to the Aleutian Islands, so they won't need to roll for transit event check, and then they'll patrol move over next turn. We've got a couple coming out of Fremantle. The pike and the sturgeon. All right, so we're going to have them move up into South China Sea 2, I think. So the pike and the sturgeon, they both have radar, so no worries about the shallow water. And since they're on transit side and there's only one red box, they don't even need to roll. Then we've got 2 coming out of Pearl Harbor, the Greenling, sorry, and Drum. 2 Gatos, one with a super skipper. So I want to send them somewhere good. Probably up into the North Pacific so that they can move further in from there on their next turn, either Sea of Japan or Empire Pacific. So we'll do that. We'll leave them on transit side. Put them under this guy since he's coming back next turn. All right, that's going to do it for the operations segment. End of turn stuff. We've got no weather. Spotted markers, we do have some of those. One right here. So 6 or less to get rid of that. Yes. Leave him up top. Looks like there's none here. We do have one over here. Loses it. That's the halibut. And then going up to here, we've got one. Again, loses that one. That's the S47. Look like there's any others there. How about this monstrosity? There's one. Does not lose it. Your damage. Let's put them on top. No other spotted in there. Okay, Sea of Japan. None there. Coral Islands. None there, so that's it. Just a few of them this time. All right, and we'll advance the date markers. It's going to move us into October. Of 43, week 1. We've got 2 Japanese ships that will be returning from repairs that we damaged earlier. The Kunikawa Maru and the Akitsu Maru. So we'll get them back. Neither one of them are withdrawing yet, right? Nope. Get them back in their bowl. And then we're going to have some new reinforcements next month coming out. And then also October is when all subs are considered to have radar, which is kind of weird that we got all these subs that are out at sea or in various states of repair or in submarine bases that just automatically somehow have radar now. So I've been using the realistic radar option, which allows them to get some of them to get radar early, but only after they've gone to the West Coast for refit. Seems to me like it would make more sense to continue that and just have them continue just the new subs coming in, and then any that go in for refit when they come back, they have radar. But we'll see. I may tinker around with that idea and just keep doing it that way for a little more realism, or maybe just from now on treat them all as having radar like the rules say. I'll give that some thought. But then also, so we started in April, so April, May was 2 months, June, July was 2 months, August, September is 2 months. So we're due to reallocate the war mix this month as well. So I'll get that taken care of. And I think that's about it. So thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.